What is up, and welcome to the Inland Sports Show at 6:05 first pitch. So here we are every single Wednesday night bringing you the best in Inland Empire sports. Big, juicy show coming your way. We're talking a lot of baseball now as we coming out of that football season. Get ready for baseball and softball. Don't sleep on soccer and basketball. Everything's going on right now. But big show coming your way. We've got Citrus Valley Baseball joining us. We got my guy, Frankie Fuimaoano. He is the head softball coach at Beaumont High School. They're in first place in the Citrus Valley League. And a little bit later down the line, because he's working out right now, the newest member of the Minnesota Vikings, Cameron Bynum from Centennial High School, will join us live on the show. So again, big show coming up, talking a lot of baseball and softball. But right now, we are going to go live and deep inside the Corona Panthers clubhouse with one of my favorite guys, head coach Andy Wise and some of his Panthers. Hey, listen, for a high school clubhouse, that's pretty nice, Coach. You got the couches, you got the lockers. I think there might be some jerseys back there. You guys are doing it right.
We're trying, Pat. We're just trying to keep up with the Joneses in the neighborhood, just out here doing it.
Well, Coach, listen, I don't need to tell you, but buckle up, man. The land of the Big VIII for baseball is insane, and it is year after year. So many great players, so many great programs. I was all prepared to talk about your winning streak, and I was telling you off the air, instead of saying your 11-game winning streak was snapped, let's go with you guys have won 11 of your last 12. That sounds pretty good.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, no, we're happy to win 11 games in a row. It's the longest winning streak we've had since I've been here. This is 12 years now, so yeah, you don't have to tell me about the Big VIII. You don't have to tell, Coach Kyle Hatton here about the Big VIII either. We've been through it. And yeah, there's a bunch of great players, great tradition. And, like I was telling you at the break also, we lost to Norco. It's a great rivalry, so on and so forth. And we're 1-1 this week, and the rubber match is tomorrow. And that's Big VIII baseball, man. That's what it's all about, and we're looking forward to that. So yeah, we took it on the chin yesterday. We put some good work in today, and hopefully we can figure it out and get back on the winning side tomorrow. So Big VIII. So
Coach, the guy to your left, Coach Hatton, did he play any baseball locally?
I heard something about that, that he actually toyed around with baseball, softball, men's league. I'm not sure. No, the reality is this guy used to kind of dominate us. And I really consider what we do here. We're kind of deep in what we do. We try to do a lot of stuff, and this guy was all over it. He was a very intelligent baseball player, as competitive as a guy we went up against. And I actually really hated him, but really liked him. I like to cuss him out, but at the same time praise him to our group. Use him as like an example of how we try to go about our business. So, I'm ecstatic to have him on board with us because, yes, he knows the history of the area, the school, the league, the whole nine. So, very happy to have him. He's done a great job with our kids so far, too. So, fun. Yes, he does. He knows a little bit about what's going on.
Yeah, Kyle Hatton, one of the all-time greats. And then I know you got Norco this week, and you guys have split the first two games. So, Kyle, what was it like for you, going up against Norco, your former school?
It was good. I mean, it's always good to go back home, see the alma mater, see everybody around. But I don't know, kind of made a home here now. I'm happy where I'm at, and I still have great history with everyone over there. But I couldn't be happier than I am right now. So,
well, big rubber match tomorrow. And Coach, I wanted to ask you too. We talk about the rubber match with Norco tomorrow, playing the Cougars 3 times in 1 week. You got a 3-game series, the way that the Big VIII League schedule, was formed this year. Do you like that, seeing the same team all week long, and then you're just done with them, man? Next up, King. Next up, Santiago, Centennial.
That's our schedule. You just ran it down right there. I really do like it. It shows your depth of your program. Especially at the pitching end and how deep you are. What have you done? How far down the line have you got to have some faith in some guys to put them out there in ultra competitive situations? It also gives you a chance, and this year's a little different with the lack of scouting we've been able to do to be out and about, but it's kind of like football. I coached football for a couple years, and I know that Saturday morning, that whole week before is done, and you start focusing on that next group, what their tendencies are, how you might be able to exploit something, some holes you need to fill on your own end. So I kind of do like it. And today was adjustment day, really. You play on Monday, Tuesday, you throw down and kind of make your adjustments on Wednesday and back at it on Thursday for, like you said, the rubber match. We're looking forward to that good fight.
Yeah, I like the schedule. I like having like a 3-game series each week against the same team head-to-head. Coach, what's your love affair with catchers? You got 2 catchers joining you on that luxurious couch in the clubhouse.
Man, me being a former pitcher, I got to love on my catchers, that's for sure. I also taught for a couple years, so I know the tools of ignorance very well. But these are 2 great fellas right here, and both made tremendous contributions so far this year, and I wanted to recognize them. They're a couple of fun fellas that work closely together, both being catchers, and it's kind of I kind of wanted to bring them on together as well because it's kind of the moral of our team this year. We got a freshman. We got super talented freshmen running around our program right now, and this guy's one of them, Josh Springer. Alex DeMint is a senior catcher, and he's also I don't want to say they split time, but Springer here got a little hurt, and DeMint stepped right in and did what he needed to do flawlessly, seamlessly, and we expected nothing of that. And the best thing about it is, Alex here is going to go play baseball next year. He's going to go play in college. He's going to go to Mount Sac. He's going to have success. And instead of being a whiny, pouty guy about splitting time or giving up his position to this young guy, he's been that most outstanding mentor to the guy. And I tip my hat, not as a ball player, not just as a ball player, but as a human being. I'm proud to have this guy around us, and just as a great example for the rest of the crew. And it hasn't just been him. We have a great group of seniors that have, I don't want to say moved to the side, but they're working real hard alongside of the young guys that we got. And it's been a good mesh of what's happening. And we weren't able to coach these kids up early in the year. And, we've now got to really make some moves on it and some decisions and so on and so forth. And these guys have been phenomenal. The seniors have been phenomenal. And DeMint here has been great. So we really appreciate it, the work that they've done in our senior group, especially Alex here. It's been awesome.
Well, let's lob a question to Alex DeMint right now. Alex, as a senior, I was telling Coach off the air, man, it just feels so good to see you guys playing baseball right now, coming out of this pandemic. As a senior, how important was it to just get on the field with your guys and have a senior season with Corona High School?
Oh, yeah, it's great, honestly. I honestly didn't know how this year was going to go. We thought we had ups and downs. We didn't know how bad coronavirus was going to get, especially after Christmas. It was starting to get real bad, and then all of a sudden that we were told we were going to have a season, we were going to be able to go back to school, and it's just been great being out here and seeing all the guys.
And Josh, as a freshman, man, your first taste of Corona High School baseball, and this is obviously one of the top programs you'll find anywhere. Coming in as a freshman, what was your expectations? Like, hey, I'm just going to sit on the bench. I just want to learn. Here, coach is just throwing you in the fire, saying, go out there, young guy, and go play.
No, I just really was focusing on my game. I knew how to prove myself and try to earn my spot. I knew there was really talented people in this program, and just really did myself and proved myself.
Well, Coach, right now, as we make our way through Big VIII League play and we get closer to the Division I CIF Southern Section playoffs, which, by the way, we will have playoffs. That's kind of big news in itself, coming from the CIF Southern Section. We look at this loaded group of Division I teams right now, and I know you guys are ranked as an other, but, at what point do you start looking at those other clubs who might be ranked in the top 10, thinking about possible matchups, or you don't even worry that far because you got Norco tomorrow and you've got King next week, and Steve Madrill's going to have his guys ready?
Absolutely. No, it's all about the Big VIII. If you can win the Big VIII or compete in the Big VIII, you can compete with anybody else out there. You're right, man. Those 10 teams in the top 10, whatever, it's CIF, anybody Division I top groups are really high-level baseball. And we're right there, but those are some special groups, and we'll definitely look forward to getting down with them if we're lucky enough to make the playoffs. Of course, we're just trying to win the Big VIII right now. Focused up on Norco, King, Santiago, Centennial, you went through it. We already had to get through Roosevelt, and that was rough. We were fortunate enough to sweep them, but every game was a dogfight. Nothing's easy. It'll never be easy. None of these games are a given or any of that type stuff. So it really does prepare you up for anybody you're going to face Division I playoffs. These games are ruthless and raw, man. And if you ain't ready to come out in all manners, physically and mentally, you're going to go home with your tail tucked a loser most 9 out of 10 times. So it really does prepare you up for the playoffs, and we don't have time to think about those other guys right now. It's all about today and tomorrow.
Well, Coach, listen, I always appreciate the time. You've always been so generous with your time, especially in season right now. Well, you guys are in the thick of it right now in league play, so thank you so much. Good to see you, Kyle, and Josh and Alex. Thanks for jumping on, man. We appreciate it. You guys coming on the Inland Sports Show.
Thanks for having us, Pep. Always, man. Appreciate it. Anytime.
Hey, we need some Inland Sports gear or something in your clubhouse. If I got you something, would you hang it up?
Please, tomorrow, send it. Let's do it.
I will make that happen, guaranteed. Thank you, Coach. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Pap.
Andy Wise and the Panthers, man. Love those guys and love the clubhouse as well. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we've got more high school baseball. Citrus Valley in a battle right now with Yucaipa at the top of the Citrus Belt League standings. We'll talk some Blackhawk baseball when we come back on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show.
What's going on, guys? This is Ray Bass from Boost Performance Training. You're watching the Inland Sports Show with the one and only Pep Fernandez.
Hey guys, it's Pep Fernandez from the #1 sports show in the Inland Empire, the Inland Sports Show. I wanted to let you know about the BASS School. That stands for the Boost Alternative School for Student Athletes. All of us are trying to find a way to get ahead in the classroom and in athletics. If you're a parent, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Wanting to give your son the best opportunity to succeed. BASS is an all-boys private middle school servicing 7th and 8th grade student athletes. They've got unique, customized curriculum for student athletes, individualized nutrition and athletic development, plus rigorous academic development with small class sizes. This is not an online homeschool. This is a private school for students who are serious about their grades and serious about their sports. BASS school enrollment for the 2021-2022 school year begins in January, so don't wait. Lock up your spot today. Visit boosttrainingsystems.com for more information. The #1 sporting goods store in the Inland Empire is Ken's Sporting Goods in Norco. Whether you need new uniforms for the entire team, a Letterman's jacket, or new cleats for the upcoming season, check out Ken's Sporting Goods. Plus, now you can order masks with your favorite team, school, business, and more. Order for your entire team or organization. Visit kensportinggoods.com for more information and for the latest on the big sales. Make sure to follow Ken Sporting Goods on Instagram and Twitter. So if you need team uniforms or sports gear, there's only one place to go in the Inland Empire. That's Ken Sporting Goods.
But I do want to give a quick shout out to our local guys who were selected in the NFL draft, because we did have 5 of them. Real quick, a first rounder out of Redlands East Valley, Jalen Phillips, coming out of Miami. He's going to the Dolphins. Camryn Bynum, Centennial High School, 4th round to the Minnesota Vikings. We had Demetric Felton, 6th round, running back out of UCLA, Great Oak High School. He's going to the Browns. Thomas Graham from Rancho Cucamonga High School. He's going to the Chicago Bears. And finally, in the 7th round, Chris Wilcox. He's a BYU Roosevelt High School guy in Eastville. He's going to the Buccaneers. So, and we still had, hey, Patrick, and we still had several guys sign those undrafted free agent contracts. So, again, the Inland Empire, man, producing all of this NFL caliber football talent. It's awesome. You know, they hit a rough patch. I will say they did hammer Milwaukee yesterday, 16-4. And in that game, actually, another local guy, Jacob Nottingham from Redlands High School, actually hit 2 home runs for the Milwaukee Brewers. So the Brewers didn't score a lot of runs. They got hammered again by the Dodgers, 16-4. But Jacob Nottingham had 2 home runs for the Brew Crew. So that was kind of cool to see. But the Dodgers, yeah, getting back to their winning ways. And maybe, you know, scoring 16 runs is a great way to kind of break out and to get back on that right track. And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show. A big thanks to Andy Wise and the Corona High baseball team for joining us here on the show. And check out KCAL every Monday and Thursday, 9:30 a.m., talking your inland sports and also the Dodgers and the Lakers, all that good stuff as well. Now, we got the Citrus Valley Blackhawks standing by. Before we get to the interview, real quick, every week we have our Kin Sporting Goods must-see game. And, of course, you guys know I love the Citrus Belt League. I love the baseball programs in the CBL. Tomorrow, man, this is a big game. If CV can win, we got another tie. If Yucaipa wins, a little bit more separation. So our Kin Sporting Goods must-see game this week. It is tomorrow in the CBL. Citrus Valley and Yucaipa as they finish up that 3-game series. The T-Birds have won the first 2. So Citrus Valley now trying to get a little payback come tomorrow. So joining us live on the show right now, more baseball just as we advertised. The Citrus Valley Blackhawks join us live on the Inland Sports Show. We got Coach John Austin. We got a couple of his great players as well. And Coach Austin, I'll go with you first. You know, we're talking about Citrus Belt League and trying to win a league title and all the great programs in the CBL. But you guys are number 1 right now in Division 5 in the latest CIF Southern Section rankings. Do you keep an eye on those, or right now the only thing on your mind are the T-Birds tomorrow?
Well, right now it's basically just the T-Birds. I want to say I slipped with these guys a few weeks ago. You know, we were really hot, we were on fire, and the CIF didn't seem to recognize us at the time. And so, you know, I kind of blew up about that, and it ended up being my fault actually, because I was part of the advisory committee years ago when I was at Cajon High School, and I forgot that I had to email the advisor for D5 to let him know. And so when I did, he replied back. He goes, "Well, it seems like it's a good honor, Coach, and hopefully, I think you guys will be somewhere in the top 10." I wasn't expecting, being number 1, but these guys have worked really hard for it, and we're going to try to really compete for a CBL title as well.
Do not forget about the Blackhawks. That is for sure. Coach Austin, you brought, 3 guys are joining us here for the interview, and these are 3 special guys because when you took over the program, they've been with you, right, since the start, and now these guys are key contributors on this Citrus Valley team. We've got Blake Griffin, Matt McCade, and Devin Martinez all join us live here on the Inland Sports Show. And Blake, let me go to you first here on the show. And Citrus Valley, again, in the hunt for that CBL title. And all these games, I just feel like, we're seeing some close games. The programs are all close. We know Redlands East Valley is right there as well. What do you think it's going to take to, maybe get Yucaipa tomorrow and finish, with a couple string of wins here late in the season to maybe come out as the CBL champion? Blake, what do you think it's going to take?
I think considering how our season's been going so far, it's going to take a lot of hard work and, staying together as a family and doing all of our jobs, knowing what each and every one of us can do and just picking each other up and keeping our heads up throughout the rest of the season.
Now, Blake, let me go now to Matt McCade. And Matt, do you guys feel like you go into every single game, whether it's Yucaipa, whether it's a non-league game, do you feel like you go into every single game and like, hey, we've got a chance to win? Like, we got a really good club. You guys had a hot stretch here. I know you've dropped 2 straight to Yucaipa, but this is a good team that I feel like goes into every single game feeling like, hey, we're going to put some runs on the board. We're going to be there. We're going to make this thing close, regardless of who we're playing.
Yeah, I do. I mean, our whole team, we really don't care what other people think. We just play. The opponent name doesn't matter. We just play against the baseball. So that's it.
Play against the baseball. I love that. And Coach Austin, when you hear that, of course, you want to game plan. You want to know what the other teams are doing and, strategize maybe against your opponent. But at the end of the day, you got to take care of your own business, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's one thing I'm glad Maddie mentioned. We've been preaching, hey, you compete against the baseball. You got to hit the baseball. You got to catch the baseball. You got to throw the baseball, and you got to take care of it. And so, if we can do that, we definitely have a fighting chance. And these guys showed that fight. I think the first 4 games where we were, down. I don't think we led until the very end, coming back and winning, being down by 2 runs, going to a great team with Xavier Pratt, and came back and won that game in the bottom of 7th. With Devin Martinez is putting the ball in play and. We ended up winning that, and the guys just started believing. The next game we're down 8-2 to a great team as well, Paloma Valley, and then we came back and just stormed that one, and it was a barn burner. just a slugfest. I think ended up winning that thing like 11-10 or so. And these guys have just learned how to just to compete, and I'm proud of them.
Well, Coach Austin, you brought up a great point. That's where I wanted to go next. We also have Devin Martinez. And Devin, why do you think it's important that this Citrus Valley team finds ways to win those close games? You know what I mean? Like, it's easy to blow somebody out, but finding a way to come back, finding a way to win those close games, at least in my book, is the hallmark of a champion. Why do you think it's important you guys win those close games?
To be honest, to show who we really are. Like, we don't back down from a fight. We compete all the time. That's about it. Just show who we really are.
And Coach, that must speak, volumes to you, even early on in the season. If you're like, okay, this team, if we're down or it's close in the late innings, the guys are going to find a way, right? Find a way to win and push across that, go ahead or tie in or whatever run it's going to take. But I would think early on in the season when you saw that, did that build a little bit of optimism, a little bit of confidence maybe in the program?
Well, it built a lot of, less hair and a lot more gray hair. I'd rather see those blowouts on our side. But no, those are things you kind of look at and see, hey, what kind of character you're going to have, and especially when you get to league, when everybody knows each other, and then you got to really fight for that. And then it builds off of that. And then, when you get to the playoffs, everyone's got a guy that's on the mound, and you just got to keep fighting and keep believing, keep having faith, keep staying focused. And our fifth F is finishing, but that final F is really, these guys have fun. And I brought in a couple of great assistant coaches, Jeff Pavis, Billy Rainbolt, and Adam Roque, that really just get along with these guys and make them have fun.
And Coach, speaking of fun, this is a question that I gave to Andy Wise at Corona as well, that, just the simple fact that you guys are out there on the diamond playing real high school baseball games this spring, going back to last year. And I know you guys, obviously know well that the season was cut short. We didn't have, an entire high school baseball season, but here we are playing baseball. So Coach, are you savoring those moments, whether it's practice or a game, just being out there and having high school baseball again, like normal?
Yeah, I mean, our district was really great. I mean, we had to follow a lot of protocols back in November or so, that just to get these guys out being together when we were able just to do conditioning. And then when, CIF said something, the fact, hey, you got to follow these protocols, and our district was right on it. They helped these kids mentally, really, just to be together, because it felt hardship for the seniors last year, especially the run that we were starting off to. We lost our first 2 games and won 9 straight and won the first league game, to have that happen. And then not to see these guys, until late fall, early winter. So just to be able to get out there and play, that's a huge emotional lift for all of them.
And I'll go back to the guys real quick too. Devin, I'll go to you. The fact that you guys are playing this year, did it create this sense of hunger? Like, hey, I really want to play baseball. I really want to be in that Citrus Valley uniform again, having last year cut short. Like, I'm going to really soak up and enjoy every moment, every game. Did you have that feeling like maybe you're, more grateful for this season than past seasons?
Oh yeah, no doubt. Like, from the end of or I guess you can say the beginning, like, we were doing really good. And it ended, and we're all sad about it and stuff. But just to come out this season and start playing really good it's good. It feels good.
Let me go to Matt again, because, we were talking about being number 1 in Division 5, and, obviously you're on the radar of a lot of other teams and stuff. And Matt, I think it was you who brought up, hey, you just got to play the baseball, right? Like, it doesn't matter, who you might see in the playoffs, who's in the other playoff division, who's the other great teams in the CBL. At the end of the day, you guys got to play Blackhawk baseball to give yourself a chance to win. So do you, I think the kids call it the noise. Like, do you try not to get lost in the noise of what's going on around the program and just focus on you guys and what you're doing at practice every day?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really pay attention much to the rankings or anything, stats, none of that. I just play baseball, and I think a lot of the guys on our team do the same thing. We just have fun and play.
And Blake, at the end of the day, it's a game, right? Like, you got to have fun. Like, you wouldn't be out there. Of course, you play to win the game, but you're out there to have fun as well. Are you guys enjoying this ride so far this spring?
Yeah, I think because COVID shut down last year, we're really grateful to have another season. And I think having fun is a, big thing for us this season. And we're just happy to be out here and with our guys and stuff, practicing, playing games, all that stuff. It's just a good time.
All right, and finally, Coach Austin, I'll go back to you on this one. What are some things that you would like to see the Blackhawks maybe clean up, improve on as we go through these last couple of weeks of Citrus Belt League play and before we get to Division 5 playoffs?
Sure. I mean, sometimes when you get on that high roller coaster, we kind of sit there and then you kind of forget some of the little things that need to be done. And so that's what we've been kind of focusing on the last couple of weeks. Because we got to get ready. Our goal is to be, help that, or be part of the CBL contender. But, something that we haven't, the Blackhawks haven't been part of in a while is the playoffs. And, we're fortunate that we're in D5. And so, like I said earlier, we're going to face a guy. Everyone you get to the playoffs has a dude, just like we have Blake is. When we put him on the mound, we have a great chance of winning. So, it's just cleaning those little things up, all the little things, staying focused, like Maddie said, just keep competing against the baseball. It doesn't matter about what that last pitch or call was called by the umpire. Live in the moment at that time and do the best that you possibly can. And like I said, man, just have fun.
Well, I love CBL baseball. I know Yucaipa's got that slim lead right now, but you guys are right there. Rev, Cajon's won some big games. The CBL race is going to be so fun these last couple of weeks. But, guys, thank you so much for jumping on the show. I do appreciate it. And best of luck tomorrow against Yucaipa and the rest of the way.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate you giving us an opportunity to be out here and to share Blackhawk baseball.
Yes, sir. That is Coach Austin and the Blackhawks here on the Inland Sports Show. Thank you so much, guys. Okay, we're going to take another quick commercial break. We're going to keep it in the Citrus Belt League. We're going to go from baseball over to softball. We're going to have my guy, Frankie Fuimaoano. He is the head coach at Beaumont, and they are in first place right now in the CBL. We'll talk with Coach when we come back on the Inland Sports Show.
This is Alexander Madison. You're watching the Inland Sports Show.
Calling all athletes. Make sure you're at your very best by training at Boost Performance Training in Corona. Whether you're a football player, soccer player, baseball player, lacrosse, athletes from all sports and all levels train at Boost Performance Training. Led by former Centennial High School football star Ray Bass, you'll develop explosive power, become faster, and add that lean muscle. Don't be left behind and get a leg up on the competition at Boost Performance Training. Visit boosttrainingsystems.com for information on their training programs and also on the Bass School. That's the Bass Alternative School for student athletes. Trying to earn a scholarship? Maybe make the varsity team? Get a spot in the starting lineup? Well, let Boost Performance Training help achieve your athletic goals.
I would say the one thing that we stress more than anything else is service to our customer. Make sure that they're taking care of whatever you can do to make sure that that order gets to them on time and it's the right quality and what they want. I've been that way since 1976. That was my goal, to reach out to local sports programs, and it's grown from there, and we've been very, very fortunate. My grandson is right over here. He's working for us, and he's going to college right now, and that's exactly what my son did 20-some years ago, and it keeps on going, you know. Customers that come in the store that it's amazing. People that I haven't been here since I was a little kid, and I used to come in here all the time, and then now I'm bringing my son in here, or a grandpa that's bringing his grandson in here that came in here when we first opened back in '76. we just feel so fortunate to have been a part of this community and this Inland Empire for going into our 44th year now, and it's just been a blessing.
The time is now. The Boost Training Center is open for business and ready to help all the athletes across the Inland Empire. Doesn't matter the age or the sport, if you go to Boost Training with Coach Ray Bass, they're going to make you bigger, faster, stronger. So if you're out there looking to train this offseason, talking about all you football players especially, check out boosttrainingsystems.com. That is the website. You can find a strength and speed class just for you this offseason, so you can be even bigger, better, faster, stronger this upcoming season. Give them a call or text at 951-532-4904 to reserve your spot today. Strength and speed training at Boost Training System. And don't forget, enrollment is open right now for the Bass School. That's Boost Alternative School for student athletes. You can check out what they have to offer at boosttrainingsystems.com. That is the website once again, and you can enroll for the 2021-2022 school year. Again, this is not an online school. This is a private school specifically for 7th and 8th grade boys. Check it out today because space is limited.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show. You know, we've been talking about the Citrus Valley League baseball race right now for the league championship before we get to playoffs. Now let's talk a little CBL softball and a huge win for the newcomer for Beaumont yesterday against Yucaipa. In fact, we have a story on it. Our senior writer, Daryl Trujillo, covered the game yesterday. You can find it at inlandsports.wordpress.com right now. But join us on the show. He is the head coach of the Cougars, coming off that 10-zip win against the T-Birds. My guy, Frankie Fuimaoano. And Coach, man, what a big win against Yucaipa yesterday. You guys are in your first year in the Citrus Valley League and have quickly proven that you belong in the CBL. Talk about that big win against a very talented Yucaipa team.
Yeah, we knew coming in Yucaipa was going to be very talented. We played them in the fall seasons in the past, and Stephanie's always got a great program there. And we love playing them because you know, their big games are every week, and it's just kind of a norm for them. So we're trying to implement that in with our program and being that top caliber teams that we always strive to be and work for.
Well, right now, first place in the CBL following, again, that 10-zip win against the Thunderbirds yesterday. Now, Coach, I am I'd say I'm a pitching and defense kind of guy. Like, I appreciate a 1-0 game, but I also can fall in love with the home run. And you guys score a lot of runs. You hit home runs. If I was going to ask you to describe the way Beaumont plays, is it, hey, bring it on, we will play offense against offense, or we're going to just outscore you? How would you describe the way you guys play?
No, I'm a pitching dad, too. You know, when my daughter was here. And with Coach Stickmeyer, we've always been stressed on defense and pitching, put ourselves in good positions, but we love to hit. You know, we try to hit up and down the lineup. We don't want to leave a weak spot anywhere. So we tell the girls it's kind of like a USC thing and compete for those positions every week. You know, it could be somebody different in that lineup. We've had tons of different lineups and just trying to find that one that works against different pitching that week or who's hot that week. But we definitely try to put the pressure on the other teams. But defensive pitching has always been my fave, just because of what my kid used to do. So it was a good outcome.
Coach, you know, talk about the blend maybe of, you know, you got freshmen who are key players, you've got upperclassmen, like you have a great blend of, you know, a roster that's built to win right now, but also building for the future as well to make sure that program continues.
That's what Coach Stickmeyer's always instilled in us as far as building a program, you know, not just a team to win right now. I think with this competitive equity playoff type thing, it proves, you know, because when we first got here, we were in Division 5, and to continue to play big teams in the fall season, I think always helps us. We learn things by playing those better teams, and we sharpen, you know. But it definitely helps to build the program. We're losing 7 seniors this year. So we brought in a pretty big freshman class. We got about 6 freshman kids that are definitely helping the program build that foundation that we've always strived to be.
You know, Coach, we had mentioned in the beginning that you guys have obviously proven that you belong in the Citrus Belt League. You guys are good enough. In fact, you're in first place in the CBL. And you just mentioned right now, you know, once upon a time you guys were Division 5, but now this year you're Division 2 and you're ranked in the top 10 in Division 2. That is a high caliber of softball. I mean, you know, when you look at Division 2, do you feel like, hey, you know, because you're ranked number 7 right now, hey, we got a chance to compete. If we put things together here, let's go out and win a CBL title and we'll get to the playoffs and let's see what can happen. We might be able to make a run here.
Right. You know, seeing the difference a couple years back when we got put in Division 2, we went out and played a playoff game, that different caliber of ball. And it was kind of like I said about Yucaipa earlier, it's that everyday ball for them. So that's what we're trying to make it as a norm to be on that level at all times. And I think it builds, you know, good character, good teamwork, and really pushes us to get better no matter what division we're in.
Mm-hmm. And finally, Coach, you know, full disclosure, I have a new puppy at home, and she is up all hours of the night, and I'm the guy who gets up and takes her out, so I'm up 2 or 3 times a night. I'm not getting a lot of sleep, but I can't really complain to you, man. If I could give you a standing ovation, I would right now, because you're coaching one of the top elite softball programs in the IE, and then you work all night. So when do you sleep, Coach?
I try to get naps in anytime I can, man. And then also to put the family time in too. So I'm trying to stay married, you know, so gotta keep the family time in. I got grandkids that come around that you always want to spend time with, but working at night, it's tough, but knowing that I'm going to go to practice, I always tell the girls, give me about 15 minutes to wake up here. But I love seeing the kids and the work that they put in, and especially love to see them excel at the games and get to the next level. As of right now, we got about 5 out of our 7 seniors that are committed to go play at the next level, and we got 2 that are pretty close to be signing here pretty soon.
Spending time with the family and trying to stay married, man. I love that. That's a great take. Coach Fuimaoano, listen, I appreciate the time, man. You guys are on a roll. So best of luck the last couple of weeks of league, and then we'll get to Division II playoffs, and who knows what will happen. So best of luck.
Thank you, Pep. I appreciate the support, brother.
Yes, sir, man. Coaching all day, working all night, and trying to stay married. Awesome. Thanks, Coach, for jumping on the show. We do appreciate it. Real quick, before we round out this segment, let's go to our Boost Performance Training Big Boost of the Week. It's on the baseball diamond right here. Temescal Canyon and First Place Canyon Springs going head-to-head, and it was Gage Gonzalez, a bases-loaded walk-off single in the 9th inning as Temescal Canyon won 7-6. So Temescal Canyon, huge win against the first place Cougars. They are taking on Riverside Poly this week in Ivy League action. That is Gage Gonzalez for Temescal Canyon, our big boost of the week. All right, another break here on the Inland Sports Show. When we come back, I am really excited about this. He was just drafted by the Minnesota Vikings. Former Centennial High School football star Camryn Bynum joins us live. We'll be right back.
96.7 KCal Rocks. What's up? It's Patrick and 40. Hey, man, you're watching the Inland Sports Show right here. Make sure you check out Pep, man. It's Inland Sports with Pep, but he's on every Monday and Thursday morning with Sports with Pep, man. You guys rock.
We are the IE. We work hard. In fact, that's the way we like it. We wake up early, we stay up late to get the job done right. That blue-collar, hard-working mentality is the same reason we have so many successful teams and coaches and athletes in the Inland Empire. We never give up. We are a resilient bunch in the IE. Everything we have, we've earned. No excuses. It's this determined attitude is what powers our small businesses, and that's how championships are won. The Inland Sports Team is looking to team up with other like-minded small businesses in the IE. Together, we can grow. We can be bigger and better. If it was easy, everyone would do it. But we're not looking for easy, just looking for an opportunity. Joining the Inland Sports Team could be the opportunity that you've been looking for. The number one sporting goods store in the Inland Empire is Ken's Sporting Goods in Norco. Whether you need new uniforms for the entire team, a Letterman's jacket, or new cleats for the upcoming season, check out Ken's Sporting Goods. Plus, now you can order masks with your favorite team, school, business, and more. Order for your entire team or organization. Visit kensportinggoods.com for more information and for the latest on the big sales. Make sure to follow Ken's Sporting Goods on Instagram and Twitter. So if you need team uniforms or sports gear, there's only one place to go in the Inland Empire. That's Ken's Sporting Goods. Hey guys, it's Pep Fernandez from the number one sports show in the Inland Empire, the Inland Sports Show. I wanted to let you know about the BASS School. That stands for the Boost Alternative School for Student Athletes. All of us are trying to find a way to get ahead in the classroom and in athletics. If you're a parent, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Wanting to give your son the best opportunity to succeed. BASS is an all-boys private middle school servicing 7th and 8th grade student athletes. They've got unique, customized curriculum for student athletes, individualized nutrition and athletic development, plus rigorous academic development with small class sizes. This is not an online homeschool. This is a private school for students who are serious about their grades and serious about their sports. BASS school enrollment for the 2021-2022 school year begins in January, so don't wait. Lock up your spot today. Visit boosttrainingsystems.com for more information.
Wow, that was our guy, Cameron Bynum. In fact, I have a huge smile. My cheeks hurt. I've been smiling so hard. This guy was drafted in the 4th round by the Minnesota Vikings, the pride of Centennial High School, one of our all-time favorites here on the Inland Sports Show. Joining us live right now, Mr. Cameron Bynum. And Cam, we just saw the video of you celebrating family and friends. I think that was up Big Bear Lake. Man, I felt like you were just, living in that moment, right? I mean, did you just hear your name called and you were celebrating? Like, kind of walk us through what we just saw.
Yep. So it was, first of all, just the moment when they called my name and called my phone and told me that they're picking me up. That moment felt surreal. So that was just an outpour of emotion, just crying, turning up, back to crying when you start thinking about all the work you put in. And then I had to basically go up, do a couple interviews. So everybody's waiting for me outside. So as soon as I was done with all my interviews and talking to the Minnesota media, everybody was waiting outside for me to go jump in the lake. We planned the whole thing. I was like, if you're here, you're jumping in the lake. So I didn't get in that specific video, but everybody was able to jump in. It was super fun. So as soon as I got outside the cabin, everybody was waiting for me. Had the speaker with the song playing, and it was just crazy excitement.
So, Kim, what was it like waiting to hear your name? How stressful is that when you're just, I don't know if you're watching TV or you've got your cell phone like glued to your hand. Like, what is that like just waiting to hear your name called?
So for me, I didn't look at any mock drafts, or I told my agent, don't tell me where I'm projected at all. I don't want to know, because I think wherever I get drafted, it's a blessing. So I didn't have any expectations. My family didn't have any expectations. So there was no stress at all for the whole situation. So I'm glad I did it like that, because I know some people that may have gone later than they expected to, that might be stressful. So I was just fully able to enjoy the moment, just having my phone on. Literally did not take my phone down the entire time. Just had my sound all the way up, walking around, eating breakfast, my phone in my hand, and eating with my other hand. So I was just waiting for it. And the second that they called, they saw Minnesota on the caller ID, and it was just the craziest feeling ever. I was like, everybody chill out, chill out, chill out. We got a phone call, y'all.
Be quiet, be quiet. It's the Vikings they're calling right now.
Exactly.
So, Cam, even as a kid, maybe at Centennial High School or maybe when you were still at Cal, you probably have in your mind a vision of what it's going to be like when you have that moment when the Vikings call you or you hear your name called on TV during the draft. You probably have an idea what that's going to be like, but to actually experience that, was it what you kind of dreamed of, or was it different?
It's kind of exactly how I dreamed of it. I knew I'd be emotional just because there's so much put into it. Just my whole story of not being the best guy always, and being a sophomore on JV, still not getting playing time on JV. And a lot of your friends are sophomores having their offers already and starting on varsity. So me, I literally had to work for everything. I had a team behind me and so many people that helped me along the way. So that's what made it more emotional. So it was everything I expected it to be, because I knew I'd be emotional. I knew I'd be excited, and it was emotions everywhere the whole time. It was crazy.
So, Cam, what kind of advice would you give to a young high school football player that maybe is in similar shoes to what you were at Centennial?
I would just say never stop working. For me, I was fifth string on JV my sophomore year. That's not normal for a guy that ended up playing Pac-12, starting every game of my career. But what got me there was I never stopped doing what got me good. So I found a trainer. So I found somebody that was able to put into me. And once I got to college, I didn't stop communicating with that trainer. I didn't stop doing this training I did. I was doing that every single day, and took it up to Cal and was doing that with the DBs, being the second DB coach on the team, because those coaches only get a certain amount of hours. So if you're not putting in extra work outside the required time, you're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to separate yourself you'll just be normal your whole life. So, and that's what I learned early, because I had at Centennial, the competition is crazy there. You got the best players in the whole area. And I had to find a way to get on the field and stay on the field, because there's good players behind you, good players in front of you that you have to beat out. So I'm glad it happened to me early, and I had to work. I had to get myself out of that hole my sophomore year, and that's just been the story of my whole career.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So many great players at Centennial High School, just competition and practice every single day. Norco has some good players too, and he's now one of your teammates, Troy Dye, who's a member of the Minnesota Vikings. And Cameron, we got Alexander Madison, who's a San Bernardino High School guy, a running back for the Vikings. I mean, if the Inland Empire is looking for a team to root for, I think it's you and the Vikings now. We got all the IE guys.
I know, it's crazy. I never thought. Obviously, you never know what team you're going to go to, but it's like that's the best situation to go somewhere. I've known Troy Dye since sixth grade. We went to middle school together, and just being on the team with him now. And then even one of my teammates from Cal just got signed there as a free agent. And then, like you said, the other guy, he's IE kid too. So it's like the perfect situation. And you would think at first, oh, I'm going to Minnesota. Don't know too much about it, but that doesn't even matter now. I have people to lean on and guys I know in the locker room already, and you'll be able to meet a lot more people there too. So I'm super excited. It's a perfect situation.
So Cameron, you get drafted, you do all the media interviews with the Minnesota folks. So what's next now? Like, when do you have a mini camp? When do you go for a physical? Like, what's next as a member of the Minnesota Vikings?
So I fly out. They fly us all out. I think every rookie has to be flown out by May 12th. So I leave May 12th, go up there. Obviously, COVID protocol, COVID test and all that. But then we start meetings and rookie mini camp as soon, I think, like a couple of days later. So it's coming up quick, and you just got to stay ready, stay in shape, get back in football shape, because practice is starting soon. You got to be ready to compete, because everybody still has to make the team at the end of the day, wherever you got drafted.
Cameron, it kind of sounds like, going in as a rookie for the Minnesota Vikings, it sounds similar to maybe what you were as a sophomore at Centennial High School, like, right? Fighting and trying to find your spot on the field and stay on the field and your spot on the team. Like, does it feel maybe a little similar?
It feels the exact same, knowing that I'm bottom of the food chain, getting up there, have to work for my spot. And I'm glad I'm super glad and thankful that that happened to me my sophomore year of high school, because now I know exactly the process of being at the bottom and having to work your way up. And if I was super good all my life and the 5-star recruit, I wouldn't have the same mindset, because everything's been given to me my whole life if that was the case, but that's not. And I'm just super thankful that I had to work out of a hole before, and now I'm doing the same thing. Now I got to put in extra hours with the DB coaches, getting good with special teams, just find my way on the field so I can't leave the field.
Man, very well said. Cameron Bynum from Centennial High School, the newest member of the Minnesota Vikings, joining us here on the Inland Sports Show. Cam, thank you so much. You've been so generous with your time for us, and best of luck, man. You got a bunch of fans over here. We'll be rooting you on in Minnesota.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. God bless you, Cam. Have a good one.
You too. God bless. You too.
All right, that's Camryn Bynum from Centennial High School, and again, drafted in the 4th round by the Minnesota Vikings. Well, that's going to do it for this Inland Sports Show. A huge shout out to our director, Johnny Nunez, behind the scenes, making things happen. My name is Pep Fernandez. Stay safe. Be nice to one another. God bless you. We'll see you next Wednesday, 6:05 for the Inland Sports Show.